Well, President Trump is out of the hospital this morning, but there are still a lot of questions surrounding what's next for his campaign.
This morning, we are joined by Scripps national political editor Joe St. George. Joe, as always, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Good to be with you.
Well, first, what does it mean for the Trump campaign now that the president is out of the hospital and back at the White House?
Well, to some degree, and a lot of journalists in this town are afraid to admit it, we don't know, right? I mean, we do know that the president is trying to portray him as being tough, as having defeated this virus. But if you ask medical experts here in Washington, certainly medical experts in Michigan, the president's still several days away from that. He's going to have to remain in isolation. He wants to get back on the campaign trail. His campaign team says that the next presidential debate next week is still a go, but all of these are still to some degree unanswered questions. But we do know that we're going to see a return to some normalcy with campaigning, if it can be that, here in 2020. The vice presidential debate is a go for Salt Lake City, and there'll be plexiglass between the candidates, and the candidates will be 12 feet apart. Boy, what a unique time. What a unique election, guys.
No kidding. And to just kind of flesh that out a little bit more, Joe, what are some of the other precautions being taken for the upcoming debates? You mentioned the plexiglass between the candidates. What else is being done?
Well, testing is the big thing, right? I mean, Vice President Mike Pence was in the same room as so many of those staffers, including President Trump, who has tested positive for COVID-19. So there will continue to be testing. Vice President Mike Pence has repeatedly tested negative for COVID-19. So that is why this vice presidential debate is able to still go forward in the first place. But look, a lot of Michiganders will be watching this vice presidential debate. It's going to be a big chance for them to make a decision. I just checked in with the numbers. 2.7 million Michigan voters have requested ballots. Around 380,000 have already returned their ballots. Who knows? After the vice presidential debate, perhaps more will just check that box and be done with this election.
All right, Joe, there's still a lot of questions surrounding the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Do we know what's being done for the senators who were recently diagnosed with COVID-19, many of whom attended her nomination ceremony?
Right now, Republicans, Senator Mitch McConnell, can move forward with the confirmation hearings, but if those two Republican senators, if they have any health complications because they've tested positive from COVID-19, they won't be able to attend the hearing, and if they can't attend the hearing or participate in the hearing, Republicans will not have a majority to move forward. But as of right now, those two senators seem to be doing okay. As a result, 1 week from now, we'll be talking about confirmation hearings in this building behind me in Washington.
Scripps national political editor Joe St. George. Joe, it is always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Good to be with you.